evening, everyone. I just first want to say that my name is Whs Bauer, and I was actually standing in the Barnes very shoes back in 2002 when my brother Scott Pomelo was inducted into Waltham High's Hall of Fame after he had passed away, in accepting the honor for all of his diving accomplishments. So I truly, feel that this special honor and hearing you all this evening truly has an impact on others, as well as you and your family for the rest of your lives, as I truly recognize that every day, myself, my parents, and my children as well. So it is a tremendous honor being here this evening. I'm happy and excited to be here to accept in a different role and induct my second family, the Waltham High School 1985 Boys Ski Team. For many of you who knew my brother Scott, he was always in the diving pool, and I was always on the ski slopes. And so it is an honor to be here this evening to share with you this magnificent group of guys that truly have impacted my life. And I know today, as some of you know, it has made such an impression skiing on my life that I work every day, every winter to share the same wonderful experience that I had growing up with many of the children in Waltham and in the ski community. And so I'm happy to be here tonight and share this passionate sport of mine, ski racing. I grew up with this ski crew. In fact, we all grew up at Prospect Hill. Now, I know most of you remember Prospect Hill fondly, whether you were skiing there nightly or you were a parent skiing. The only time you were really allowed to was on Monday nights. And for those of you who have never experienced Prospect Hill, you truly don't understand the magnitude of what really you're missing and is missing in this community. If you look up the hill today, you will see just a grassy area, and if you just can imagine that grass cut and those trees gone, you'd see one steep hill that they say if you could ski down that hill, you could ski anywhere, and that still holds true today, as I see many of you nodding your heads. I met this crew 40 years ago at Prospect Hill. It seems like a long time ago. It doesn't even seem like I could be that old, but I spent every day and night from the time the first snowfall to the last drops of the melted snow. And the seasons were not as long as they are today, or as long as basketball, hockey, soccer, or other sports seasons were. But they were just as action-packed. Prospect Hill was our playground. Moguls, jumps, and ski racing. I remember skiing with these guys, Lee Wilcox, Bill Wilcox, Stephen Walsh, Mark Antonucci, Dan Garini, Rob Hazel, as if it was yesterday. And there were so many others that skied every afternoon. And I remember often skiing behind these guys, and one by one, as they reached the top of the hill, they would ski as fast as they could down the hill. And each one of them would jump off one of the man-made jumps and do their crazy tricks fearlessly. And they were actually all probably led by Mark Antonucci. Each one of them landing and their jump and continuing to go as fast as they could down the hill, challenging each other all the way. And as for me, trying to keep up and racing behind them, I remember jumping just as they did, and I remember this one particular time where I actually had my best jump ever, the best spread eagle that anyone could have ever had, as high as can be. And when I landed flat on my face, and all of my equipment was spread all out of the hill. But I quickly got myself up, gathered all my equipment, and raced down the hill so before the guys even had a chance to look around back behind them. And I would meet them at the bottom as if nothing had happened, and we'd all head back up the hill and do it all over again. And every night we were in those race courses, again, trying to get down the hill as fast as we could. Only this time there was what we call gates, blocking our way. And so each one of these guys, night after night, knocking these gates out of their way. And I do remember when they were bamboo, and they weren't so much fun when you were pushing a piece of bamboo out of your way. They came down the hill with welts on their hands and shoulders. And then we moved to the rapid gates where the welts just moved from the front of their arms to their backs. And again, each time they were challenging each other. And this is how they got better and better. And as you all said this evening, in every sport, the one thing about these Waltham athletes is that they knew how to motivate each other and challenge each other to become better and better. And that's what we did on the ski hill. Not as many people knew we were on the ski hill, but there were athletes on the ski hill. And we were challenging and doing the very same things as in every other sport. And by the time these guys were in high school, many of us opted for more training, longer courses, and better snow. And so we were recruited to the Wachusett Mountain race team. And believe it or not, 40 years ago, it was their first race team ever. And look how large and big Wachusett Mountain has become. We would travel together in a custom van. If you remember those, that you could have couches and tables, and you could kind of sit and travel as you would, as we would all at 5 a.m. Be leaning on each other's shoulders, sleeping. Or we were in the back of the Wilcox's pickup truck that just had a cab over it, and there was some blankets that were thrown in the back. And myself and all the guys, we would just crawl into the back, fall asleep, and be ready to go as we traveled 2 to 3 hours out to Berkshire East every weekend. And out there, these guys were tested on the big mountain, and they proved themselves. During the week, Lee, Bill, Steve, Mark, Dan, and Rob, and the others on the high school team were killing it at the high school ski races. There was no one that could beat Waltham High School. We won all of the Mass Bay Ski League championships, boys and girls, every year, and we were the team to beat. And again, because we were skiing every day, every night, pushing each other. And when we went out to Western Mass, we had coaches, great coaches, that really were pushing to the levels that even the racers themselves, beyond what they thought they were capable of. Coach Reed and Coach Vaughn were out on the hill every night and every day, pushing our racers continuously to be the best that they could be. And one of the things that I too remember, as all of you shared, is that the best part of the whole team and traveling was that Waltham was loved by everyone. Yes, I'm sorry. Let me bring up the coaches who yes, I'm sorry. And I do want to say that I was reminded by Coach Reed that Lee Wilcox and I had went up to him and begged him to coach for our team because we didn't have a coach. And I'm so grateful that he agreed, and he wound up with this phenomenal state team. So can Coach Kenny and Coach Reed come up, please? I guess they are the ones who held this motley crew together and kept them focused in the course. And I appreciate Caitlin Kiley, who was a Prospect Hill ski racer, presenting us with the award.
Wonderful. Not too much, not too much. Brag about me.